Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, from a surprise performance from Eminem when he joined Jelly Roll on stage at the Ford Field Stadium that left fans at the venue in a state of delirium, and we'll expand on this in a moment. Today we also look to have found a hill that rapper Lil Boosie has chosen to die on, as he's been crashing out over the Diddy case to the point that users on social media are beginning to find it suspect, as you'd see later.
Hey bro, come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
And at the latter part of the video, we have more new milestones to explore linked to Eminem, including a statement from an Eminem associate to commemorate Relapse 16th anniversary. And we'll get to this later. And today we'll be starting with the surprise performance that electrified fans at the Ford Field Stadium. Check out a snippet of how it went down thanks to this clip from Dan Leach on X.
Holy shit, Cake Jenner just flipped.
Eminem just came out to do Lose Yourself with Jelly Roll, and Ford Field was louder than a Lions game. That was unbelievable. And that description of the crowd being louder than a Lions game is reminiscent of Ed Sheeran's comments when he brought out Eminem at the Ford Field in 2023, when Ed revealed, "Really a moment I will never forget, a real career and life highlight. Loved being in Detroit again. The Subtract show was magical, and the Ford Field show was honestly the loudest I have ever heard a crowd in my life." Now, to give you some perspective, Ed only does stadium shows, and he has sold out stadiums like Wembley that are larger than the Ford Field. But hey, you've got to remember that according to self-proclaimed Detroit experts who speak for every citizen residing in Detroit, the city doesn't care about Eminem. Remember that. And back on topic to the last show with Jelly Roll, some have expanded with, "The GOAT's aura is so crazy, I really be feeling it vibrate in me through the screen, bruh." And we got to find out some key details about the show from the Detroit News, including the number of people who were out there to witness history. Jelly Roll brought out Eminem during his performance Sunday night at Ford Field, surprising the sold-out crowd of more than 46,000 during his opening set at Post Malone's big-ass stadium tour date at the Detroit Lions home. And Jelly Roll has now joined the handful of acts who have been able to successfully get Eminem out of the house. And there is something unique about Jelly Roll's case. Check it out from the report. With the cameo, Jelly Roll joins a short list of artists who have brought out Eminem on stage in Detroit, including Big Sean, Drake, Ed Sheeran, and 50 Cent. And he is the first to do it during an opening set. Oh, and we got more. M wished Haley and Evan a happy anniversary. They must have been there. So sweet.
Long time no see. Detroit, one more time, make some noise for Jelly Roll, y'all. Haley and Evan, happy anniversary. I love y'all. I'm out of here, Detroit. I love you. Peace.
And give it a couple of more years, and the little one who Haley referred to as Baby M will also be out there getting a shout out from Grandpa. And on this note, especially after seeing how the crowd reacted to this appearance at the show, fans continue to remain hopeful, as the user expanded with, "I understand he's a grandfather, but a world tour would be nice." Oh, and we got more that proves this is very much needed, even though it is unlikely, as you'd see at the latter part of the video. And more on this note, now go do your own proper tour, old man. Enough with the appearances. And while the Detroit News report dedicated a whole segment to explain his appearance at the show, we got some users on Reddit expand on how this was a huge waste of time on the writer's part, as Grandpa is getting cooked on Reddit. I love how he's had the same exact outfit for like a freaking decade at this point. And the whole decade before that, he also had another outfit he wore the whole time. Well, this is one of the areas that M gave credit to MGK for. You dress better, I rap better. Credit that is open to debate, to be honest, but still you get the point. And another user added on this. He dresses very similar to all the hood dudes I grew up with who are now fathers in their 40s and 50s. Laughing emoji, but word. He puts the same outfit together every time with different colors. And Eminem is also getting props for the performance this time around, as some users believe he's improved compared to the Music to Be Murdered By era of shows. His breath control is way better nowadays. I think he's more in shape than he used to be. 2018 to 2020, this dude couldn't go through a single sentence without struggling. And struggling to get through a single sentence? Come on now, that's quite the hyperbole, don't you think?
Come on, man.
But what are your thoughts on this surprise performance that came in just in time when thousands of fans have been seen complaining on social media due to the radio silence from M for weeks? And before we head to the next point today, now's a great time to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content, and don't forget to hit the like button to keep the content flowing like it is Rabbit Run. And now we head to the next segment of Lil Boosie crashing out in a series of posts about how there's some conspiracy and plot to take down Diddy, all orchestrated by Cassie's husband to extract wealth from Diddy. And buckle up, we are about to run through a series of rants from Boosie. First, he got the ball rolling with this. I don't see no crimes committed in this case. This in no way is a RICO charge. You shouldn't be sent to jail for being a freak. This is a case of two freaks in a relationship having ups and downs. Anyone who thinks he should be given a life sentence is sick. The government never arrested Hugh Hefner for his freak-offs and 18-year-old girls living with him and drugging. Only thing I see is a domestic violence charge, and he upped the ante. This should be a domestic abuse case, not a trafficking case. She enjoyed the wild parties and the extravagant gifts on the back end. All of these years of parties, and you mean to tell me she didn't enjoy it? I'm convinced she enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure during those freak-offs, it was a lifestyle. This was consensual. She was his girlfriend. Trying to give someone life in prison for this is bullcrap. And he was truly invested in this. As he continued, the husband watched Cassie and Diddy have consensual he liked to watch too. What the F? He a freak too. This is crazy. If y'all think these freak-offs ain't still going on, y'all crazy. And at this point, eyebrows took the inflation route. Like prices, they were raised everywhere. As he kept going, her husband used to watch Diddy and Cassie. What the helly? I'm starting to think the husband masterminded this whole thing. 100% this is crazy. And perhaps this gave it away. This trial is really gonna make you set limitations on how freaky you is. And we got more from Boosie on the conspiracy. I think Cassie and her husband masterminded this takedown of Diddy and his money. I think her husband had been trying to get her to do this for years to Diddy, but she didn't want to do it because she knew what will come out. Then as a couple, y'all become broke. Now the plot becomes realer by the month. I think the last straw was the Diddy and Carisha relationship when she saw Carisha with that sign supporting her man at that awards. That did it. The woman scorned is a dangerous, evil MFer. Yeah, I said it. And of course, this got users wondering why he's so invested in this, as some have expanded. Diddy is going to prison for life. You can write love letters to him there. In fact, we also saw some users go off about how Diddy isn't gonna send him a wire transfer for all he is doing, and some have expanded on how he's wrong about the money grab theory. She was worth $8 million before she settled, and her husband was worth $3 million, so they definitely weren't broke. I believe they were pushed by the government to move forward with this case. Look how many years it has been that Cassie has never taken legal action. Now all of a sudden, she wants to take legal action. They were forced to do this, and of course, this only led to even some more debates on how 8 million is nothing compared to $1 billion and more, and some users put their 6ix9ine wigs on as they believe this is a necessary move this time around. Boosie is hiding some shady stuff. The FBI needs to check Boosie's phone and computer. But overall, what are your thoughts on Boosie? Boosie going above and beyond for Diddy in this case? Let us know in the comment section. And moving on to the next point, we got another one for Eminem in a foreign music market. And a few days ago, we covered how Venom has been stacking up platinum certifications in foreign markets like Thanos, with France being the latest, and Houdini is doing the same. This time it was certified 2 times platinum in Brazil, and some are already crediting Eminem's #1 fan in Brazil for this feat.
Just need a little bit of water.
Remember the calls for a world tour? It was more of the same in response to this milestone. His team needs to wake up. Stans want a world tour. And just like Jay-Z, we are on to the next one, and this time from Mark Batson for Relapse 16th anniversary. And he posted this on X. Thank you to Dr. Dre and the geniuses of the ICU for letting me jam with you in the studio yesterday. It happened to be Relapse Day and just brought me back to the beautifully hardcore and grimy place I was in making hip-hop with Dre, M, and 50 during those years. Every time in the studio with Dr. Dre, it reminds me of what the highest level of sonic excellence is all about, both school and church. Eminem, 50 Cent Relapse shout out, and thanks to the legendary ICU virtuosos. And as you can see, he proceeded to tag the whole squad. And today we'll end it with one that's turned out to be very much needed education for young hip-hop fans, as a few hours ago, posts like these blew up on X. Eminem is still the only rapper to have multiple albums sell 1 million plus copies in their first week. And technically speaking, if we count the first 7 days for Encore, not the official Billboard tracking week format that split it due to the early release, I'm talking SoundScan tracking for the first 7 days, Encore did the same thing and overall moved 1.6 million in its first 10 days on the market. Suffice to say, the seething would have been worse on X, and this feat makes the recent conversations we've seen about the rapper who had the biggest prime look ridiculous, and some have expanded. People still doubt that Prime M was one of the best rappers ever. I still agree that after recovery, his discography dropped in quality. Certainly a debatable point, and we got our favorite whenever Eminem sets a new record. Eminem was only able to do this because he's white, and just like that, every other rapper on the list got to do it solely because of their talent. But M is the only one who only managed the feat because he's white. But what makes this even funnier is that Eminem is actually the best rapper in this lineup, and most people would agree, including rappers. And if you missed it, now's a great time to check out the objective report that supports this point. And you would think that they would focus on the rapping instead of the skin shade, but no, we have to pretend that black artists can't succeed in the United States, when the irony of the matter is Michael Jackson is literally the #1 solo act in history in the country. But that will be all for today, and thanks for spending the last couple of minutes with us, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. See you on the next one.